Hey guys, this video today I'm going to talk about how to afford and finance a Whipple supercharger for your S650. Most of you probably are going to put it on finance, and that's one of the things that I was looking for when I was initially going to get a Whipple or thinking about getting a Whipple. They're not cheap. I'm just an average guy. You guys see I'm in a truck. I drive a semi-truck, so I drive during the week. I'm off on the weekends. So, obviously step one, you got to have a job. Step two is you got to have some credit. Nobody's going to give you anything without any credit. So, if you don't have any money and you don't have any, well, you don't have to have money. You got to have credit, though, if you're going to buy something and make payments on it. So that's what this video is focused on. I see a lot of videos with guys putting superchargers online, and they make it look like money is no object. Of course, it's YouTube. That's what everybody does. Money is nothing. It's water. You got all these guys giving away all these free giveaways or giving away cash, cars, blah, 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 blah. I'm so rich. I'm so rich. Well, I'm not rich. I have a job. I have a mortgage. I have what every, middle-class American has. We have mortgage payments, we have car payments. I bought the S650, I traded in a Scat Pack, I had the 23. Did I lose money on it? Of course I lost money on it. I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000 that I ended up losing on the trade-in, because I had bought it brand new. It only had like 4,000 miles on it. I traded it in. I really wanted to get the Mustang. Don't know why I bought the Scat Pack. I enjoy V8s, you know what I mean? You can like whatever you like, but I enjoy the V8, muscle car, sports car, whatever you call it. So I was looking at the Hellcat. I was like, wow, that Hellcat is supercharged, 700, 800 horsepower. They come in a couple different varieties. But I said, wow, that price, $90,000. Looking at some of the payments, you're looking at $1,500, $1,600 a month. Plus the insurance is through the roof. You're gonna spend close to $2,000 just for that thing to sit in your driveway. That's not even driving it. It's not even maintenance or any other expenses. It's just for a car payment and insurance. So if you got cash to buy your car, great. This video ain't for you. If you got cash, just go buy whatever you want. But this video is for anybody who is going through the same thing, an average person that has bills and they can't afford, they don't have, Whipple is not just $10,000. You got to pay taxes. You have to buy a lot of extra stuff. You got to buy the oil change stuff. You got to buy the coolant. You got to buy, if you're installing it yourself, good, you're saving some money. If you're just an average guy and you don't have the time, I don't have the time. Could I install that Whipple? Pretty sure I could. I have the mechanical ability, but I don't have the time. I'm not going to do that over a weekend, multiple weekends, whatever. Let a shop do that. Let a professional do that. So, anyways, I picked up the S650, and MSRP on it was like $50,000, whatever. It's for the premium. And then they had some kind of like discounts or rebates. A lot of them come out. It came out like $46,000, but really by the time I was done with everything said and done, the thousands that I got off were right back on there, because remember I traded the Scat Pack, so I lost a little bit. So it wasn't like I just walked in the door with no car and said, yeah, I want to buy this. It's $46,000. Here we go. I had to spin. I ended up spinning. I was back at 50, whatever. Put down like $3,000. Payment is $857 a month. Of course, the interest rate is still high. I don't have great credit, but I don't have bad credit. It's kind of mid-range. I'm gonna post that here. In the video to show you guys, it fluctuates. I've hit the 700s, back down to the 6s, back down to 6.7. I think it's 690, 691 or something like that now. Anyways, took a snapshot of that. I'm going to show you what my current credit is. Like I said, you don't have to have perfect credit, but you got to have somewhat decent credit. I got some collections. I got like 3 collections on my credit that are for medical bills. Everybody's got medical bills, right? unpaid medical bills. They were for emergency room visits. That was like, geez, it's up to like, they keep adding money to it every month. It's been on there for years. It's like $9,000 and something in collections, and still I'm almost pushing 700 credit score, but that doesn't seem to affect the credit cards and things like that. So if you got some basic credit cards, things like that, you know, so you got options of putting something like that on a credit card, which I wouldn't just recommend because the interest is so high. It's going to take you a while to pay it off. You know, it's going to take me a while. I already know it's going to take me at least a year or more to pay it off, so I want to get that balance way down. So anyways, I started looking at a firm. Everybody has, all these websites have a firm, and I've used the firm a couple times. When I actually bought the wheels and tires, I used a firm. I paid some of it in cash, and then I owed like $2,300, I think, on a firm. So what I did was I made one big payment of $2,300, like the first month or whatever that it was due. I just paid it off. I paid it off to a zero balance instead of making those payments for all that months and letting them collect all that interest. So the interest will kill you in the long run. So once I paid that off, instantly my Affirm credit just skyrocketed. I don't remember. They gave me like $3,000 in spending power, and then it was like $7,000. Then it was like $9,000, and then it went up from there. Like they kept jumping it up. So I am gonna post also. Just keep watching the video. I'm gonna post the screenshot of the Affirm payment plan. At least what they're offering me. Everybody might be different based on your credit. So it's not set in stone. You'll have to go through Affirm and look at that and see what it is. But to me, it seemed like a lot of interest. So, you know, if you're paying $11,000, $12,000 just for a Whipple with financing, and then, you know, you're paying $2,000 to have it installed, which the average cost is, you know, $1,800, $2,000 you're going to pay to have it installed. You know, and then like I bought all my fluids and I brought it there to the shop, so I had everything available and ready for them. You know, I had the coolant, I had changed the oil to the 5W50 oil. So, you know, that was, you know, it takes 10 quarts of oil. So that's another, you know, can't remember. I think I spent like $150, $160. You know, I added the boost gauge in there. You know, it just gets, it gets really expensive. So I am signed up through Experian. You know, they have an app and everything. That one I really recommend. It's kind of a pain that it costs. I pay like $20-something a month to have it, but I have minute by minute on the credit. You know, if my credit changes from one day to the next, I can monitor that and see what's going on. They send you a lot of credit card offers. So I was thinking about pulling the trigger on buying the Whipple and just doing the Affirm and making the interest payments or trying to pay it down quick so I didn't have to pay all that interest. At one point I got an email from Experian, because they give you regular emails with credit card offers. They gave me a credit card offer. You guys know, if you have somewhat reasonable credit, a lot of these credit cards will do a 12-month 0% interest. 0% interest is what they offered me on one of these cards. And the reason this card caught my attention was it specifically said $20,000 credit limit, 0% for 12 months. After that introductory 0%, it would go to 17%, which a lot of these credit cards are like 30-something%. And it was through a credit union. That credit union's name is Teachers Federal Credit Union. So I clicked on it, was looking through the details and all that stuff like that, and I was like, wow, well, Affirm's charging, you know, if I pay it off in a year, they're charging all this extra interest. This card, if I pay it off in a year, you know, figure about $1,000 a month, then plus, you know, I gotta make the car payment on top of that. Remember, you still got to make your car payments, so that gets expensive too. So I actually have the card. Let me show you guys the card. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. You know, nothing fancy. Like I said, I'm just a regular average guy that loves, you know, loves high horsepower, loves being boosted into the car game like everybody else. You know, I don't have any fancy music and stuff on here playing. I know a lot of guys, they like to show it off and do a lot of, you know what I mean? I watch those same videos. I watch a lot of Mustang videos, so you won't find any of that on this channel, but this is the real deal right here. This is what people don't talk about. They just act like they have all this cash, but this is it. This is what the card looks like. I don't know if you can see that. Teachers Federal Credit Union. So, in order to be a credit union member, first of all, I'm not a teacher. I'm a truck driver. You guys see that? I'm in a truck, in the sleeper. They're unloading the truck right now, so if it's bouncing around, that's why they're unloading. So, I was like, that was another thing. I saw that. I'm like, well, I'm not even a teacher, but whatever. You know, it's a credit union. So, what they do in order to be a credit union member is not opening a card. You have to have an account with them. So, what they do is they'll have you fill out your information on there, and they open up a savings account. In your savings account, they deposit $1. So now you have an open, active savings account with $1 in it, and you are officially a Teachers Federal Credit Union member. They have an app you can download, whatever, so you can see. I can see my credit card on there, and I can also see my dollar account that was on there, so I can see both accounts. So naturally, you know, they hooked it up, 0% interest. That's how I ended up purchasing the Whipple. Put it all on the card and just, you know, pay as you go, pay as much as you can. You know, I bought some things. Remember, you go on there and you buy a Whipple, you're like, oh, it's $99.95 or whatever. Well, there's $795 in tax. You know, I think it was, yeah, I'll post it. I'll post it on here. But you got to consider and factor in all those things. You know what I mean? You're going to be paying for it. This is a lot of money. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Look around. It doesn't have to be Teachers Federal Credit Union, but look around and see if there's other options and other, you know, because you don't want to just pay the bank all this interest if you don't have to. You know, if it was, you know, $500, $1,000, even $2,000 or $3,000, maybe. You know, does interest matter that much? No, it doesn't, as long as you're making a good, decent payment every month. You're not making the minimum payment. For this in particular, I believe my payment, if I was to make the absolute minimum payment, which you never want to do, never, because you're going to run that 0% out, you're going to be at full interest then, which is not that high, but it's still, you're paying. You know what I mean? In the long run, if you just sit there, you're never going to pay it off. So I don't recommend it. But if you're curious to know what the minimum payment is on that card after I charged all that, I think right now I have $10,500 and something dollars on there. So I've bought some things, you know, I mean, just random car stuff and use it for car stuff. So I actually paid it down to, like, I want to say $9,800. And then I charge some stuff back up on there. So, you know, you buy car stuff. You know what I mean? So anyways, the payment is $212, I want to say, is the minimum payment due. I don't pay much attention to that because, again, you know, if I'm sending them $500, $800, $1,000 a month, $200, I really don't. I'm not going to pay $200 a month. Because my introductory rate, you know what I mean, that clock's ticking. Once you apply for that card, if they give you a year, you want to get to paying that right away. Get to paying that. Even if you have, say you got $2,000 or $3,000 cash that you have saved up already and you want to put that towards your Whipple, fine. Put it all on the card and then pay that $3,000, whatever, and then keep on paying it. You know what I mean? Or hold on to your money and just make big payments on it, just in case. You know what I mean? You got to have some rainy day money too. So anyways, that wraps it up. I've been talking about this long enough. Just wanted to get on here and tell you guys that a lot of us are just normal people, and we got to find a way and figure out how to finance something this expensive. Because a lot of us, I don't believe that everybody just has 10 grand just laying around in your drawer, in your bank account, whatever. If you're like me, you just make payments. So you want something nice, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to pay for it over time. It's not something, you know, and again, if you got it, great. Just go buy it cash. You don't have to worry about financing or anything. So anyways, This is Adrian. Peace out. I'll talk to you guys next time. We'll be adding some more stuff on the Mustang, so make sure you like and subscribe. And if you guys got any questions or anything in relation to credit, I am pretty good at that. I'm not a no credit advisor or whatever, but finding the deals. And again, I recommend, none of these people are sponsors. None of them told me to make this video or giving me anything. No one gives me anything for anything. That's another thing. A lot of these guys have sponsorships. I have no sponsor, nothing. I just drive a truck. I'm putting a few videos up here for you guys, showing you my ride. You know what I mean? You got a nice car, you guys go out there and buy a nice car, you add stuff to it, you want to show it off, right? So if anybody got any questions, just reach out, hit me up in the comments, send me a message, email, whatever. Talk to you guys soon.